Welcome to Have You Read It? The channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Today we're diving into Mireya Solis's insightful book, Japan's Quiet Leadership, Reshaping the Indo-Pacific. This book challenges common misconceptions about Japan, painting a picture of a nation not in decline, but actively reshaping its role on the world stage, especially within the Indo-Pacific region. It's a story of adaptation, resilience, and quiet but consequential leadership. The prevailing narrative often portrays Japan as stagnant, stuck in the economic doldrums of the lost decades. Solis argues this is an incomplete picture. While acknowledging the economic challenges, she highlights Japan's resilience, particularly its ability to adjust to economic globalization without succumbing to the populist backlash seen in many Western nations. Japan has quietly become a champion of globalization, even surpassing the United States in some measures of economic integration. This happened while high-income countries experienced stalled globalization following the 2008 global financial crisis. Japan doubled down, embracing trade liberalization through mega-trade deals like the CPTPP and RCEP, significantly increasing foreign direct investment and actively participating in global value chains. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but isn't Japan notoriously closed to immigration? While Japan has historically maintained strict immigration policies, there's been a gradual shift. The book discusses the increasing number of foreign workers in Japan, the changing demographics of the foreign resident population, and the landmark 2019 immigration reform, which opened doors for manual workers, a significant break from the past. While the COVID-19 pandemic led to strict border closures, raising concerns about backsliding, the book emphasizes the importance of Japan continuing on a path of greater openness for its economic future. Let's rewind to those lost decades of the 1990s and 2000s. What exactly went wrong? Solis points to several factors: the burst of the bubble economy, a severe banking crisis, policy missteps, and adverse demographic trends. However, she also emphasizes what went right: the adaptability of core institutions of Japanese capitalism, bursts of economic growth under leaders like Koizumi, and Japan's remarkable social cohesion despite economic hardship. Then came Abenomics. Prime Minister Abe Shinzo's ambitious economic program aimed to revitalize the economy through monetary easing, fiscal stimulus, and structural reforms. The book assesses the successes and shortcomings of Abenomics, noting its impact on deflation, economic growth, wages, corporate governance, female labor participation, agricultural reform, and work-life balance. While Abenomics fell short of some of its ambitious targets, it did deliver some significant wins, like ending deflation and pushing forward structural changes. How has Japan's middle class fared during this period of economic uncertainty? The book explores the social consequences of economic stagnation, including rising income inequality and demographic decline. While the Japanese public has grown more aware of socioeconomic disparities, there's been a surprising lack of political polarization, a testament to the resilience of Japan's social safety net and high living standards. The book emphasizes the importance of investing in green, digital, and human capital transformations to secure the future of Japan's middle class. Turning to the political landscape, the book examines the changes and continuities in Japanese politics over the past 3 decades. Japan adopted new electoral rules, experimented with a two-party system, and witnessed both the rise and fall of the opposition Democratic Party of Japan. The book analyzes the factors that contributed to Abe's long tenure as prime minister, his influence over policymaking, and the impact of COVID-19 on Japanese politics, including Abe's resignation and the brief premiership of Suga Yoshihide. While populism has surged in other democracies, Japan has remained largely immune. The book explores why this is the case and examines the challenges facing Japanese democracy, including voter apathy, the weakening of opposition parties, and the need for greater accountability. Now let's talk about Japan's growing influence in shaping the economic order. Japan has become a champion of connectivity, leading the way in megatrade deals like the CPTPP and RCEP, significantly increasing its infrastructure investments in the Indo-Pacific, and playing a key role in shaping international rules for data governance. These efforts have raised Japan's global stature and positioned it as a defender of the rules-based economic order, particularly at a time of rising economic nationalism. The book also looks at the sharper edge of Japan's economic statecraft. The rise of China, the growing weaponization of economic interdependence, and supply chain disruptions have led to a new emphasis on economic security. Japan is developing a strategy that is both defensive, mitigating supply chain risks and economic coercion, and offensive, promoting advanced manufacturing and high-tech research. This includes stricter investment screening, export controls, and a focus on supply chain resilience. Moving to the security realm, the book details Japan's evolving security role. From renouncing great power politics in the post-war era to gradually expanding the role of its self-defense forces in peacekeeping operations and coalitions of the willing, Japan has navigated a complex path. The book analyzes the challenges posed by North Korea's nuclear program, China's military buildup, and shifting U.S. foreign policy, as well as Japan's responses, including security reforms and the deepening of the U.S.-Japan alliance. Abe Shinzo's legacy in reshaping Japan's security posture is a central theme. The book assesses Abe's grand strategy, the creation of the National Security Council, the reinterpretation of Article 9 to allow for collective self-defense, the strengthening of the U.S.-Japan alliance, and the revival of the Quad. While Abe achieved significant progress in many areas, he also faced obstacles, particularly in his pursuit of constitutional reform and a peace treaty with Russia. Finally, the book examines Japan's contemporary security challenges and choices, including the intensifying rivalry between the United States and China, the war in Ukraine, and the growing threat from North Korea. It discusses the implications of these developments for Japan's defense strategy, the potential for increased defense spending, and the evolving role of the U.S.-Japan alliance. So what's the main takeaway from Japan's quiet leadership? Japan is not a passive bystander, but an active shaper of its own destiny and the future of the Indo-Pacific. While it faces formidable challenges, Japan has demonstrated a remarkable ability to adapt, innovate, and exert influence through a network-centric approach to diplomacy and economic engagement. Not stagnant, but adapting. Japan is not declining, but actively changing its economic, political, and security strategies. Globalization champion. Japan is a leader in promoting trade liberalization and economic integration. Network power. Japan leverages limited resources through partnerships and alliances to exert influence. Quiet but consequential. Japan's leadership is often understated, but has a significant impact on regional and global affairs. Balancing act. Japan must navigate complex relations with China, balancing cooperation with competition and security concerns. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.